Hello everyone and welcome back to 50th Annual Sun and Fun International Expo in Fly-In. Here, coming to you live and in the clear, we are the Florida Aviation Network. I'm Ben Coleman, your anchor host for today, and we bring to you many inspirational aspects and thoughts on safety in aviation. And every one of our programs has the same or similar theme, just a little bit different spin on it. And today we have a very delightful person here, Adriana Barragan. Welcome, Adriana.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for having me here.
And that was a jet. Good job. Adriana, please explain to me, and I'm sorry about my pronunciation of your last name, but Adriana, the ORKA platform. Tell us in our audience what is the ORKA platform?
Well, the ORKA platform is the startup of building an ecosystem to support instructors who are inspired to teach. And as an independent flight instructor, starting my small flight school, I knew that I did not want to hire instructors. I knew I did not want to work for a flight school. I loved the idea of dedicating my life to pass on the skill of flying the tailwheel airplane and eventually maybe even basic aerobatics or spin training, but just really teach people how to fly. And I love the idea of doing that as a lifestyle. And when I started doing that with my loss comp, I faced several challenges. The first one was having the visibility out there. I found the internet was just so saturated with big flight schools. Basically, you know how the biggest search engines nowadays work. They sold usually. It could be either paid advertisement or and if you don't do paid advertisement, you also have to invest a lot of resources to make yourself visible.
Yeah, they'll bury you 400 or 500 layers deep.
Many layers deep. Yeah, and another difficulty that there are many challenges I think that people like me will have to deal with to make this happen. And as a student, I still remember my experience, and that I moved from Mexico to the US, and nobody in my family was in aviation. So for me at the time, Google had just gone public and everybody knew about Google. So for me, Google was my guide, my only guide. And unfortunately, I did not meet the flight instructor that I was dreaming of until after all my primary training. This was actually in Florida. After getting my flight instructor certificate, I wanted to have some fun, and I came to Florida to get my tailwheel endorsement, spin training, basic aerobatics with Jim Lialsi, now retired. And he showed me everything that I was looking for in a flight instructor. He delivered everything I always dreamed of as a flight instructor. And his example was, for me, just so inspiring that even though my primary training was not fulfilling, he fulfilled everything at the end of the day. So that for me started the spark of I gotta let people know that they have awesome people out there that they have to meet and work with, and that's how I started this.
Well, and it's what's captivating is you use the term supporting those who have pursuit of exceptional skill. And actually, flight instruction, it is a skill. Some are better than others. but if you want to do it so badly, you will do it exceptionally. And I think this is what you're trying to bring out, and you are bringing out with your ORKA program.
The word, yes.
But ORKA, where does ORKA come from? Because
Yes.
you have the whale, the killer whale.
Yeah,
the
right.
orca,
I
but,
know. It's like, why do you choose that word? Well, I was trying to find a way to differentiate, like that's something that is in our community that makes some of us really, like, I know we all love aviation, but when you have that strong just desire to use all your abilities to achieve mastery, you're just so obsessed about learning something and learning all about what you are so curious about, and you want to do it so well. You bring that purpose and intention every day you show up. You have the intention to do something well. And apparently there was a word in Swedish. ORKA means to have the energy or strength to do something well, or to have the intention or to do something well, purposefully. And both as a student and as an instructor, I really like that word because it makes both the instructor and the student be focused with a common goal to to have this relationship, to make progress towards that goal of getting or of doing the task well.
I understand your concept, and what we have here in the U.S., as you know, Part 141 flight schools.
Yes.
And Part 61
Yes.
flight schools. But the flight schools they have such a regimented curriculum, and they have certain mileposts that we have to get through. And it seems to me in some cases, the flight instructors in our 141 schools, they are looking to just build flight time
Yes.
to go to the airlines. And from what you're explaining to me, your comprehension and thought process for flight school and an instructor is to make a challenging career of being the absolute premier flight instructor that you can be. Therefore, you will have premier flight students, and hopefully they will want to come up and be premier instructors.
And there are students searching for that instructor, and it seems like almost random, like random luck finding it, or it really takes a network, a very good network. If you are surrounded by that network, you have a better chance at working with that instructor. So I look at both ways. It's like the instructors are already out there, they exist, and there are students looking for that instructor. But the circumstances with in our just how there are several challenges with obviously insurance, marketing, all the challenges any small business will have, that in a way make this community very small. But the students are out there looking for them. And as a student, I know I was so pleased to work with Jim.
Until he retired.
Yes.
And I know exactly I have people come to me and say, Ben, you've been in aviation forever. Where can I find a flight instructor that's really, really good? It's hard to find or to point someone to. I would love to have an operation like yours to say, go talk to Adriana. She will be able to find someone for you. If she doesn't do it herself, she will find someone at that caliber, because you're looking for specialized instruction, not just somebody to build time with. Get your hours solo and be done with it. No, it's because in most cases it's a lifelong relationship between your student and your instructor. And I'm not robbing your thunder.
Yes,
I'm
that's
supporting.
right.
I'm supporting your thunder.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got it.
Okay. Okay. Finally, I got it. Where do we find more information on you?
The platform is so far a web application at flyorka.com, ORKA with a K, ORKA, and we are building an app, a flight recorder, that will be coming on Android and Apple in a few months. But at flyorka.com, you can go to the About section and read how it works and see some examples on how we are presenting it. And I am also, I am behind the scenes, so you can, if you click on contact, I am really looking forward to know if this is actually useful already as it is, and if it is not, I want to know why and how can I make
how can you make it more useful?
Yeah. Because I'm here to build something useful, to and not only about the platform by itself, but there are other structural challenges we have. So just know that I'm really motivated to advocate for this.
Adriana, what we did not develop at the very beginning of this program is your flight experience. You mentioned that you have a Luscombe.
Yes.
And you're passionate about tailwheel flying, and I am too. I showed you a picture of our airplane. So, but it's hard to explain to people the importance of knowing the relationship between the rudder and the stick, or in some cases the control yoke, and how that applies so much further down the road in their career. They can be flying 787s, and it's still that relationship of the rudder and coordination and smoothness. How many hours do you have?
Well, in hours, I actually only have a little under 1,400, but most of those are on tailwheel and gliders.
Mm-hmm. Gliders. Now we're talking about energy management.
Yes.
That's excellent. And how much glider experience do you have?
I think I have about 500, close to 500 glider hours.
Well, that's a lot of time in a glider.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
tailwheel
good.
and gliders after my primary training.
Excellent. And where was your training received? Where did you do this?
For soaring?
In Mexico or U.S.?
Oh, I wish. I did all my, luckily there is a soaring club in the same airport where my Luscombe is at. Mm-hmm. So I have the opportunity to fly my Luscombe and then jump on a glider.
That's great. Where is this?
This is in Richland, South Carolina, just 1 hour north of Savannah, Georgia.
Okay. We have some good friends up in that area. In 96? Do you know where 96 South Carolina is?
96, the airport identifier?
No, it's the name of the city.
Oh, no.
It's a crazy American thing, but I'll make sure that you have their information because they're close to you. And do you have who else is in this with you as far as?
Yes. Well, I bootstrapped this, it's like pretty much all my savings. So it's all like me really wanting to open a new pathway. But I was very lucky that a very experienced tech CTO software engineer, 49 years old, over 30 years of experience, found our community very compelling, and he decided to join. And he keeps telling us, we can build anything you can imagine. Let's just find a solution. And since basically it's me, it's him, and a young software engineer on his early 20s.
Well, I know that you're going to home in because you seem very dedicated to make this happen.
Yeah, you know, it's I love this community of, you know, teachers. At the end of the day, that's why I know how to fly the tailwheel airplane, and that's why I know how to teach it too. Mm-hmm. So for me, I love flight, like the actual art of flying the airplane. Mm-hmm. And I see soaring in decline, aerobatics in decline, good flight instructors teaching this in decline. And this is what I love the most. This is where my fun is, okay. Right? And if they don't exist, there is no fun.
I like it. Speaking of fun, are you having fun here?
Yes.
With all the different aircraft and.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. I decided to stay all week and camp. I like the. I really like the people, and the space is. They do a fantastic job.
Did you bring your Luscombe down?
No, because I was presenting at the education forums, and I was going to be here 10 days. I wanted to have more, I guess, resources with me.
And versatility. It makes it.
Yes.
When you travel by air in your Luscombe, you're somewhat limited on where you can go.
It's very small.
Yes.
I can't carry too much.
And and you are camping here.
Yes.
Okay. I just had a picture of a Luscombe and a piece of tent over the wing, but you're not camping in the aircraft area or in the campground area.
Campgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought an RV.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, I am the airport, you know. Yeah, I'm like aviation lifestyle.
Okay, now this doesn't fit to you, but we sometimes call that the airport bum.
Yeah.
Just hanging around the airport wherever you can, you know.
Yeah, well, if I do that, I'm usually behind a computer doing work for the platform. Yeah.
As long as you have a hot internet connection.
Right.
Well, but the airport bums come in many shapes and sizes.
That's right.
We really are. And again, the ORKA is. I'll show you after we've settled down here, another ORKA that you might find interesting. But where do you take it to the next step? What's your next big step or your next big event with your ORKA platform?
Well, I think the biggest thing is I would like to solve one of our biggest challenges, which is insurance. And right now, if you own your aircraft, you have to buy a commercial insurance policy for flight training and usually renting, even though you may not be renting it. And that commercial policy, I guess, works great for flight schools that are flying a lot, but for somebody like me or most of these flight instructors, we're doing it as a lifestyle, and we may not fly near much. So I'm really looking forward to be creative and work with, you know, everybody out there that resonates with this to build a new solution for this small group of people. Mm-hmm. Because I believe that once that barrier is comes down, I think we will see more teachers teaching for the pleasure of teaching.
If we don't, we're in trouble, because
we need them.
Yeah, we need them so bad, and to find young folks like yourself that are wanting to do this as a vocation, to be that's your goal, that's your career path, and I don't think that you're going to waver from that. Airline flying, does that have any interest to you?
No. It's funny how I ended doing this, and now it's my life purpose. In a way, it's a challenge, it's an adventure, and I like the challenge. I like the mission. So, as hard as it may be, it's worth it.
You will do well, Adriana. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, likewise.
And we're going to be keeping track of you. As I say, we're going to be watching you, okay? And that's going to end this interview, but we're going to do more, and we're going to learn more about the ORKA platform in the future. I'm Ben Coleman, and we'll see you next interview.